Where do you get top-tier loot? How do you gain bonuses and experience at the same time? How do you make the gameplay more varied? Where and how do you squeeze maximum profit out of every activity? How do we constantly stay under experience, well bonuses, and never run short on resources? The new activity called the War Plan can help us with all of that, if used correctly. I will explain the general mechanics a bit later, but first let us skip the theory and whatever numbers other players came up with and focus on what actually works and how. I formed my opinion after testing every possible option and combination myself. That is why this video is coming out so late, but in return I will explain everything step by step. Ladies and gentlemen, new off here, let us begin. The main thing you need to keep in mind, while you are still leveling, you do not need to chase activity bonuses that increase monster power in every tab. Early on, the game is already difficult enough. So remember the general rule. The very first bonuses you pick in every activity should be the ones that do not increase monster power. You only take those points after you finish your starter build and can confidently clear all content on at least Torment 3. Understood? Good. Now about the cost of resetting your upgrade nodes. Maybe you made a mistake, clicked the wrong thing, or misunderstood something. The price of that mistake is 50 million gold. That sounds expensive, but only at the very beginning and only if you do not know that there is a talisman set for gold farming. I already have a separate video explaining how much gold different activities give, where it is most efficient to farm, what that set is and how gold farming works overall. So gold is no longer a problem. Let us break down every individual tab and activity in the War Plan. How does the War Plan work? Very simple. On the left side, the game offers you a route from top to bottom through different activities. Some of those activities have additional rewards attached to that node. You can also re-roll the proposed route a couple of times. I won't spend much time here. My advice, avoid nodes with Obducite because there is already an absurd amount of it this season. Also avoid legendary item rewards. Prioritize rewards like gold, experience orbs, and crafting materials. As you repeatedly complete activities in the order shown by the route, you gain points used to upgrade that activity on the right side. Upgrading them gives bonuses to that activity or to the game overall. Some bonus combinations are not obvious at all, so you make a plan, complete it, and repeat the cycle. Personally, I think this activity adds some nice variety because it prevents us from sitting in one activity forever. Blizzard actually managed to balance the rewards well enough that players generally reacted positively to this kind of forced rotation. The activity turned out well. If you specifically want to level a certain activity faster, do this. Select that activity on the right side and its nodes will light up on the left. Check how many nodes it has and what routes with rewards are available. If you do not like something, reset the current plan and generate a new one. Resetting costs a special currency that is limited to 3 charges, but they replenish quickly. Now let us talk about the specific upgrade paths for every activity on the right side. Tree of Whispers. This activity levels itself naturally because whisper bounties appear everywhere and reward caches for completion. You do not need to actively hunt them down. They show up in almost every activity anyway. In Helltide it is the Maiden. Nightmare dungeons and bosses also sometimes overlap with whisper objectives. I swapped different nodes many times and compared everything. And this is the optimal setup I personally settled on. The very first point goes into this node. It expands your choices by adding a 4th cache option. Early in the game, when you need a specific type of loot right here and now, this helps a lot. The second point goes into increased experience orb drops. Experience orbs were reworked and now they give a noticeable amount of experience. It is a good change, especially noticeable during early leveling. And now that experience potions are gone, orbs became even more important. Pick them. Next, I recommend taking the chance to get a Chaos Collection. Personally, I do not like mysteries. I prefer predictability and balance in everything. Tree of Whispers caches are no exception. A Chaos Collection basically gives you a little bit of everything, while mystery rewards are just something unknown, but a lot of it. The 4th point goes into the chance to receive a purple spark from the cache. Early in the game, this is the most useful option. Then, with the 5th, 6th, and 7th points, we upgrade additional ambush monsters. After that, we upgrade the possibility of bosses appearing in the ambush with decent rewards. And finally, the last point adds Varshan to the ambush, whose death instantly grants the contents of an ancestral chaos collection. The left branch with roots did not impress me at all. Nightmare Dungeons. For me, this tab is not an isolated activity. It is part of a larger system. Here, I recommend first going down the middle path. The first node allows dungeon bosses to revive after death, giving additional experience and loot for killing them again. The second node increases monster power by 1, but after Torment 1, it also increases the chance for escalated sigils to drop. We will need those. Not critically important, but still necessary for targeted farming of mythic Horadric sigils. I will cover that in one of the upcoming videos. And the third node is our highest priority. At the end of every Nightmare Dungeon floor, there will be not 1, but 3 portals to the next level. This allows us to always keep an Experience Well bonus active. You no longer need to hunt for a sigil with that specific bonus. You can confidently run any escalated Nightmare Dungeon. Instead of choosing between 3 possible bonuses, you effectively get access to 9 bonus combinations. That means getting an Experience Well whenever you want becomes easy. Bonus number 2. We can farm gold by running a gold farming setup on levels with gold bonuses and Vile Splendor bonuses. This massively increases gold income. In the end, this is the most important node in the entire tab. After finishing the middle section, go to the right side. Everything there revolves around treasure goblins and will also help us become rich and successful. Just for reference, I spent a long time running the treasure realm node. I killed piles of goblins but never saw the treasure realm once. So I recommend leaving that random chance node for the very last point in this tab. Overall, the entire right side is RNG based, while the middle path is stable and predictable. The left side is not bad, but in my personal ranking, it is not the best. Helltide. First, upgrade the additional red monsters. They are harmless and provide cinders. Second, take the 2 central nodes. The first adds rift monsters, experience orbs, and a chance for ancestral items. The second strengthens the larvae that drop experience orbs. Then go down the left side. The first node speeds up your threat level gain. The second increases the level of ambush monsters. The third node here can vary depending on your class. Why? Simple explanation. For example, I play Sorcerer, and Sorcerer needs legendary items that drop from Astaroth. Since Blizzard apparently does not care that you cannot access Astaroth and Bartuk through boss keys, and those bosses do not even have proper trophy drops, you end up running Nightmare Dungeons very often. And because I run Nightmare Dungeons more often than Helltides, I upgrade the chance for Hellborn enemies to appear inside Nightmare Dungeons. If you play a class that does not need Astaroth farming, then choose the more profitable node with 2 butchers. Both the Butcher and Hellborn enemies can drop the Profane Mind Cage, which increases all open world monster levels by 1. It stacks up to 3 times and lasts for 1 hour. The final point goes into this node. Harbingers appear more often, become stronger, and reward more cinders. Kurast Undercity. If you upgrade the right side here, you get +1 monster power and an instant portal to the boss as soon as the progress bar fills up. It is convenient and slightly reduces clear time. If the resources dropped in Kurast are not important to you, then this is the correct choice. But there is one important thing you need to consider, and that thing is the left side of the tree. Specifically, this node that sometimes opens a portal during a Kurast run. That portal spawns monsters that rapidly increase progress, but the monsters themselves are not the important part. This node, as well as the next one that grants Forgotten Souls, are basically filler nodes. Although Forgotten Souls are rarely useless, the real value lies in the 3rd and 4th nodes on the left side. Every time you activate any beacon, there is a chance to spawn a goblin. This is a special goblin that increases the number of reward chests after killing the boss. And those extra chests are exactly what creates the massive loot explosions you see on screen. For example, when running a mythic tribute, which should absolutely be done in a group, the player with the second to last node on the left side should activate the beacons. It does not guarantee goblin spawns, only gives a chance. Sometimes you get 0 extra chests, sometimes many. Personally, I once got 5 mythic items from a single mythic tribute run, although that only happened once. but getting 2, 3, or 4 mythics with this setup happens consistently. The same applies to runes or any other type of loot. So if your goal in Kurast is specifically farming loot, then by choosing the right side node with the early boss portal, you deny yourself the ability to activate 2 or 3 additional beacons. That is a significant portion of the total, and in exactly that proportion you reduce your potential chest count. The final node on the left states that the final number of chests equals the number of goblins killed. Opening each chest requires paying the appropriate tribute matching the reward type. But here is the important trick. In a group, only one player has to pay the tribute for every chest, including mythic ones, while every player receives the rewards. That is exactly why valuable tributes, especially mythic ones, should always be farmed in a party. Since the middle section of this tab is currently complete garbage, there really is no alternative. After finishing the left side, upgrade the right side. Whether or not you use the instant boss portal after filling the progress bar depends on the situation. It can depend on how rare the tribute you are running is. Chest rewards scale with tribute rarity, but experience and gold do not scale from tribute rarity at all. Uber bosses. Here you should first upgrade the middle section. These 3 nodes provide a chance after defeating an Uber boss to open a portal leading deeper down. First, you will encounter 2 Uber bosses at once, and after killing them, another portal may open even deeper. There, after defeating several Ubers at once, we will get a reward. Opening it costs 5 Betrayer Husks, but the loot is equivalent to 10 boss chests. Simple math shows how profitable that exchange is. 1 Belial chest for 2 masks, or 10 random boss chests for 5 masks. The choice is obvious. After that, I upgraded the branch slightly to the right of center. The first node is mostly filler, but the second one is very good specifically for Sorcerer. It gives a chance for an additional powerful monster to appear during boss fights on every Nightmare dungeon floor. It appears fairly often and drops unique items from Astaroth's loot pool. And those are exactly the items Sorcerer currently wants in the meta. Then, because my glyphs are almost maxed out already, I upgraded these 2 nodes. The first adds powerful enemies inside the pit that drop unique items from Zir's loot pool. The second adds Andariel bonuses inside the pit in the form of progress orbs and loot. But you can choose different bonuses depending on which Uber boss drops items for your class and build. Read the node descriptions and pick your own Uber boss. You can also choose runes and additional reward chests after every Uber kill. When I do long boss farming sessions, I switch to those 2 nodes instead of the pit Uber nodes. Again, watch the gold guide and gold problems will disappear. Infernal Horde. Back in the day, this activity was everything. During the season of Chaos, it was the best source of gear. Last season, it was the best experience per hour. Now, this activity has become so exhausting that I honestly do not know what Blizzard could possibly do to make people enjoy running it again. Here I recommend the following nodes. First, increase the chance for Doomsayer to appear for extra ether. Second, increase rewards from killing the Council and Bartok. The third node is just filler for talismans, but the fourth allows the Obdusite chest to reward gem fragments instead of Obdusite. Gem fragments are currently in short supply this season, so this option is useful. After that, if I even continue upgrading this activity at all, I will probably invest into increased Chaos Wave chance and higher monster power during those waves. The pit. Finally, our true home, the great and terrible pit. No matter what happens, it still survives. First, upgrade this node for additional glyph experience. Second, upgrade this node for increased glyph upgrade success chance. Third, take this node. At the start of every rift, there will be an artifact that grants 1 extra glyph upgrade attempt. But more importantly, during pit runs, every attacked monster has a chance to drop a progress orb. This orb does not give actual character experience. It simply advances the progress bar toward completion. Early on, when your character is still weak, this option is very important. The orb can only drop up to 10 times. If you selected the proper pit level, reaching all 10 drops won't realistically happen. Reminder, during glyph leveling, your pit runs should take under 5 minutes. After your glyphs are maxed, farming runs should take under 2 minutes. Fourth, upgrade this node. It causes a goblin to appear in the pit that drops many progress orbs. Fifth, upgrade the Butcher. He appears randomly, and after killing him, the pit immediately counts as completed. If you die instead, the run fails. The Butcher is strong. He is still the Butcher. Sixth, increase the chance for stronger enemies to appear. And finally, once all your glyphs reach level 150, remove the point from this node and spend it wherever you prefer. Either bonus experience from glyph upgrades or extra loot. As you can see, my glyphs are not level 150 yet. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I consider this Diablo 4 war plan guide complete. I explained everything I could as clearly as possible. Hopefully it was understandable and useful. If I forgot something, write a comment. If I did not forget anything, write about how good I am. Leave a like and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.